Hello Capricorn, it's Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and I'm here with your November Twin Flame reading. This is a reading that matches up the divine masculine and feminine energies every month so we can see what's going on in our relationships. I have already put out the general reading if you want to take a look at that. General messages for the collective, which is really good, and then a whole bunch of other zodiac signs that you can choose from according to your chart, according to your person of interest. Do some cross watching. Also, I would recommend also just letting your gut be your guide. Sometimes a message is in a reading that's not even a zodiac sign that's in your chart you have anything to do with, really. And sometimes that's the one that you're supposed to watch. So it's just kind of funny how that works out. You're welcome to watch all of them. They all could add a little something or have some kind of special message to you. But this will be mostly for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and other Capricorn placements. I happen to have Venus in Capricorn, so I kind of like to watch Capricorn myself sometimes. All right, and we're going to do this spread here, which is a twin flame spread, matching up the divine masculine and the divine feminine, his feelings, her feelings, his thoughts, her thoughts, his hopes, her hopes, his actions, her actions, in this booklet that I made for my Enchanted Romance Tarot. And so I'm using pronouns he and she and his and hers just to simplify matters, but we know that male, female, masculine, feminine is not always the same thing. So sometimes you can vibe with if you're female, you can vibe with the masculine energy, and sometimes you just see more of what you're going through on the masculine side. And that's perfectly fine because we have both masculine and feminine within us anyway. And I've also been seeing a lot of that lately, like a balancing between our masculine and feminine energies. And so we're getting closer and closer to being this really nice, complete whole self, this feeling of really coming into our own and feeling really good and evolved and getting there, right? And it's when you start to feel that way where things get closer and closer to union and reunion with your twin flame. So what I've also been doing is matching up two different decks. I've repeated this a few times, but every time it could be the first time that you hear it. So for the masculine, I'm using the Ethereal Visions Tarot, so pretty with the golden foil. And then for the feminine, I'm using another one of my favorite decks, and the very first deck I ever used, the Shadowscapes. So tarot. So let's go ahead and also look at, for the feminines here, we have the Faery, the romantic fairy oracle that I made to kind of match up to the Doreen Virtue romance angels, and the masculine is going to use the romance angels. So let's get a general message now for the divine masculine in the month of November. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the general message here for Capricorn? Ooh, you got trust. So this situation is calling for you to have faith. Maybe some of you are going through a doubt phase right now. That happens quite often, and sometimes that doubt phase will just be overwhelmed by this feeling of knowing, and you feel really great, and then for some reason the doubt phase comes back again. So it's a typical occurrence in the twin flame situation. Don't worry about it, but Spirit is trying to tell you again, this is it. Have faith in this situation. Have faith. Have faith in yourself too. More importantly, have faith in yourself. All right, now let's see about the divine feminine. What is the general message for the divine feminine? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or Jupiter, or Mars, other placements. What is the divine feminine's message here? Well, you got soulmates. So it's almost like, yes, this is your soulmate. Twin flame, I mean, it's kind of like the highest level soulmate you can get. It's actually not, it's a mate in a way, because it's like your own soul. It's like your soul source. You know, you were born in the same source. Whereas other soulmates recognize each other, like soul families reincarnate, and when you reincarnate with that soul family and you recognize someone, you're like, hey, you feel so familiar. That happens, you know. With the twin flame, it's the same feeling, but it's more like, hey, we're exactly the same. Not so much you so familiar. It's like, why are you doing your head that way? I do my head that way. Why do you think that way? Because that's the way I think, you know. And it's a little bit like more like that, because you are twins, you know. And if you've ever like observed twins, they are, you know how when they talk, they can complete each other's sentences. They're psychically in tuned. They can, you know, they just kind of have a lot of exactly the same things going on between them. Sometimes gestures and things like that. But then there's the opposite look sometimes. Like sometimes you'll have like a preppy twin and a goth twin or whatever, you know, they'll dress real differently. And even if they have the exact same environment, they react to their environments differently. Like one of them may feel rejected or not, you know, they, even though they're born minutes apart, you know, one of them can feel favored by their parents and the other one not so much. It's just the weirdest thing. But all of these environmental influences affect the twin, and it's similar to you and your twin. You behave differently or act differently a lot of times because of the way the world has been treated you and the way you react to the world. So it's not always going to be, you know, you're not always going to always seem exactly the same, but yet you are going to feel the same. So that to me is kind of one of those major ways to know this is your twin flame. And it still sounds like a regular soulmate at times. I know. But you'll know the difference. Definitely. You'll really truly know the difference when that time comes, and then there won't be any more doubts left at all. So let's see now what the divine masculine is feeling towards his feminine in the month of November. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, and other placements. What is the divine masculine feeling? What are his feelings? He's feeling a little combative. Yeah, this could be a struggle. Maybe they're feeling at once that they know what's going on, and then there's another where they're like struggling with their feelings. What are they struggling about? For some reason, they're just struggling with their feelings. There's a bit of a conflict or a disagreement or resistance. You know, and that is one of the phases of twin flame, is the resistance or even repulsion. And I know that sounds, how can you love somebody and be repulsed by them? Guess what? Because they're you, and you don't always like everything about yourself, right? If they reflect all the things that you don't like about yourself, plus all your wounds of your life, you're not going to want to hang around them all the time. But they also reflect all the great things too. So those great things feel really wonderful. And depending how evolved you've been and how much work you've done in your life, if you're starting to feel really good about yourself, your twin flame starting to feel really good about themselves, you know, you're building your self-love and your self-worth, and then you meet and you're like, wow, she loves me, and wow, he loves me, you know, and this feels really good. It's like an acceptance. It's like validating your own self-love when they love you, and the other way around. But if you haven't gotten to that point yet, but you know, by the time you meet, there could be still a lot more conflict left to go through. That's why everybody's twin flame journey is completely different. Some of you may have like a normal 3D relationship where you actually date your twin flame and you try to do the day-to-day mundane world, which is very strange. while you're also trying to spiritually evolve and all of this. And there could be, it could be just a really challenging, you know, connection. Although there's times where it just feels like the most blissful and wonderful connection you've ever had, you know. So then there's the other extreme, which is not meeting and living your life through 5D, which can also make you go through doubts where you're thinking, like, is this all in my head and am I imagining it, and is this for real, and all of this. So there's just a definite range of things that you go through and levels in your own life. But the twin flame relationship definitely is about a journey of self-love, because this person is you. And the more, you know, the longer you go, the more you love yourself, the more you accept yourself, the closer you get to union with your person. And so yeah, it's gonna get there, but there could be a little bit of resistance right now, okay, for the masculines. Let's see about the feminines. What is she feeling about her divine masculine in the month of November? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for me, and anybody else who's looking for Venus. All right, let me do just do one. I just want one, please. Okay, that one. That's good. Well, that's nice. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is really sweet. This piano. This feels kind of traditional and good. It's like music to my ears. It's like the stained glass window too, like looking out a stained glass window while you're playing music. Or this is almost like my mornings a lot. When I meditate, the sun comes through the prisms and all these little rainbows dance all over my room while I'm listening to music and meditating. But Nine of Pentacles is the feminine here, kind of in her power, feeling good, feeling joyful, abundant, and nothing wrong in her world. And we got the Chariot, so she's triumphant and feeling strong and courageous and making those decisions that will get her in the right, and take her in the right direction. That's really nice. Okay, so, and it also represents Cancer, which is interesting, opposite of Capricorn. The Cancer energy is about connecting with family and the familial. Let's see now, what is the divine masculine thinking in the month of November? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising. What is the masculine thinking? Okay, good. He's thinking Six of Pentacles. So he's thinking about charity, reciprocity, the give and take, the flowing of energy. You know, maybe he's decided, all right, well, maybe he feels resistance from the feminine, but he's going to still, you know, be charitable and giving. He's thinking, maybe if I show her that I care, that I do believe in our connection, then she'll you know, forgive and return, you know, this. But the thing about Six of Pentacles, just so you know, it is not about, it's unconditional love, you know, it's unconditional. It's about giving without expecting anything in return. Kino also thinks of the Six of Pentacles as the twin flame relationship, this balance between two energies. And so that could be that too, you know. And so let's see what the divine feminine's thinking here. Her feelings were all about this achieving victory, triumphing over obstacles, and establishing her own identity and confidence, and maintaining her own, like, discipline. You know, I recently had a little bit of issue with the word boundaries, and I always thought boundaries was such a good word, and now I'm kind of had epiphany about boundaries, thinking maybe boundaries is too much of an ego thing too, like a defense mechanism protecting your ego. So I'm rethinking of it, but maybe discipline is not such a bad word. So there can be discipline where it's checks and balances. It's not overindulging or doing too much of one thing over another, but it's also, and also like, see the two horses, you know, sometimes you see them in the black and the white, and it's like the reins and pulling the reins in which direction, but it's like the chariot is the person with the control. So it's about an underlying wisdom too, an underlying, yeah, because it's major arcana, and so it's a good omen, a good sign. So let's see what she's thinking. What is the divine feminine thinking in the month of November towards her masculine Capricorn sun, moon, rising? What is she thinking? All right. She's thinking, I'm going to leave it all behind. I don't know, like what's on at the bottom of this ocean, where, you know, she's going deep. She's diving, deep diving. She's deep diving. She's heading to parts unknown. She's going to go for personal discovery and find the answers. She's turning away from the material world and seeking spiritual wonders. That's good. So she's thinking, you know what, maybe I've just been emphasizing too much on the physical aspect of what this relationship is supposed to look like. And that's so, like, if you're like me and you have Venus and Capricorn, that's what you do. Like, you gauge and judge everything by the physical appearance of a relationship, you know, like it's supposed to be like this and look like this and feel like this, and we're supposed to act like this. It's supposed to be like a fairy tale and whatever. But if you've noticed, fairy tales, they go through a lot of challenges, and it is a discovery of self-love for most of these characters and these stories. And they have to deal with a lot of difficulty until they reach to this moment where they feel complete and whole in themselves, and then they can finally unite with the person that they love. So, you know, it's still time for more deep diving and a little bit more spirituality. Let's see now what the divine masculine's hopes are, or fears. The hopes or fears. Oh, he got Eight of Cups too. So, yeah. So, your Eight of Cups could have a little bit of it. And you had the Two of Cups. This is like the Eight of Cups leads to the Two of Cups. This deep dive. This self-knowledge. Leading to the union. So, and the Eight of Cups can also represent travel. And you know, just getting away from the old and stepping into something new. So for them, for the masculine, I sense a more physical, a material change. Like they are on a mountain and the feminine is in the water. But this could be kind of like a mini hermit, like going up in a high mountain, or travel, or leaving something behind in order for a new world and a new view kind of thing. Okay, let's see what the divine feminine's hopes and or fears are here towards the masculine or the relationship in the month of November. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, and other placements. What are her hopes and or fears? Okay, we got the Two of Pentacles. She's definitely hoping that she can balance the two, you know, her material world with this new spiritual quest, you know, because there could be this sense of, well, I definitely want to dive deep into the spirituality and self-knowledge, but I do still have a mortgage, or I do still have rent, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So, or I do still want to kiss and a hug. I do still want to cuddle. Like, is it okay? Can I have both? And Spirit saying yes, you know, it's just a balance of both. But definitely wherever you're lacking, like, so right now this one is up high. This could be your material world is doing well, and you have to put a little more effort into your spiritual world and boost that up. So it's just a beautiful balancing act, but you're doing a great job, so don't you worry about it. All right, let's see now what the final actions are going to be for the Divine Masculine towards his feminine in the month of November. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, we have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a wonderful action card. It's all about winning and focus and strength and truth and honesty and laying this solid, it's like this solid, not so solid, so aces are newness, beginning again. It's kind of like a new focus, maybe leaving something behind, and then starting with this new focus and clarity and victory and inspiration. With the Chariot, we also have victory and inspiration. So very similar energies on the masculine and the feminine. Let's see now what the feminine is going to do. What are her actions in the month of November, Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, and other placements. What are Divine Feminine's actions? Well, that one came out again. Oh, a lot came out, but I definitely, oh, and okay, so we're going to take these two. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to show you something. If you're connected to Scorpio and Sagittarius, these two cards, or this card came out again. And it's just, and this one, these two cards came out again together. And so go watch Scorpio and Sagittarius to see what they mean. Because that's your, like, that might be your extended message. Also watch Cancer. That's an extended message. Sword energy, air signs maybe, if you want. I don't see any other particular. So you have the Empress, so maybe Venus related readings like Libra or Taurus. But this is, the action here is about feeling whole within yourself, and that leads to the union. So it's nice. And the Ace of Wands is all about, you know, passion and sexuality and enthusiasm, excitement. So that's a good outcome for you guys. The Empress is creativity too, and generosity and patience in her love. It's abundance and all the senses of the natural world. And she's a creator. She's connected to the primal world and everything that's nature and natural. And then that is that fullness, that completion within herself leads to making a connection, a union, and a partnership, and bringing the opposites together. This could be like a bonding time that happens. That might be her actions, is to reach out to and bond towards her Divine Masculine. There is definitely some chemistry in the air, some sexuality or some kind of physical excitement with the wands here. So I feel like that is all about, you know, the reason why I say that, because it has, wands is like a phallic symbol, you know, also because it's fire. And so it's this creativity, some more creativity, excitement, adventure, challenges that make you feel brave, you know, confident. So yeah, something's happening with her where she's feeling good about herself, and she's ready to make this move towards her masculine after some serious self-discovery. Very nice, you guys. So let's see what your charms have to say. Oh, you got a shell. That shell always makes me think these nature things, and being the Empress, you're connected to nature, so look for signs in nature. Nature's talking to you and giving you clues. You can even ask Spirit like yes or no questions and say, show me a shell if the answer is yes, or something like that, you know? Work with Spirit that way. All right, so look, you've got Sven. He to me represents stubbornness, not budging, not moving, and sometimes being fixed in something is really good, you know, sticking to something and not moving and having a lot of determination. But other times being too stubborn to see the bigger picture can be a little bit of a detriment in a situation. So just choose wisely your actions. If you're going to be stubborn about something, you know, and you need to stick to your guns about it, then do so. It's important that you know what's best for you in each moment. You've got the marble, the orange marble that represents Jupiter, and that's good luck. And you got the tree of life, and the ancestors are speaking to you. Give them a little, like today is Halloween, I'm doing this on Halloween, and so give them a little like I don't know, tribute or something to your ancestors and say thank you for, even if it's just sending a prayer out to them, saying, you know, a blessing or prayer, saying thank you for your lineage and all your support, your spiritual support. And then we have the number 19, so something could be happening on November 19th. My birthday is the 16th, so we got Italy and Shore, and look at that, you've got, if you take a chance, you're going to win big. So this might be a good month for playing the lottery or something like that. Or, you know, taking some kind of risk on an investment that you weren't sure if you put money into or not. So don't quote me, and definitely go with your wisdom on this and your intuition. But Spirit saying there's some luck this month for you. You also have the lighthouse. This could represent, I think this is Hatteras Island, so it could represent North Carolina, or it could represent, you know, the lights, you know, it has sort of like a hermit feeling, like maybe a getaway, a time on your own, or move even to someplace else. You have the deep and sweet mermaid. She communicates really intensely and intuitively, and also very beautiful. And you have the Capricorn, which is you guys. You're ambitious. Tap into your natural abilities. I feel like a lot of you might have a North Node in Capricorn, which is kind of like you are on the right track. Just by being a Capricorn, you're going to get to what you need to get to. Yeah, with this house here, I'm seeing possible move for some of you guys too. At the very least, some travel, visiting, like, you know, a place that has a cottage or a little getaway or something. You have, this is like the child, the little boy. It could be an important child in your life, or you could be tapping into the boy energy of your masculine or of yourself. And the showing machine is creativity. And then look, it's in the cards. I feel like this might represent, check out other readings. Check out, definitely, don't be shy about, you know how tarot readers often say, oh, maybe you're watching these channels too much. I'm like, that's a really good thing to say. But no, I'm teasing. No, it's true. Sometimes we do need to take a break from YouTube, from all social media, from watching these picker cards. Sometimes we can get a little obsessed about it. But I think this is representing, you know, the things that you're going to watch you know, in the near future are going to be very accurate, and you know, you're going to get some spot on messages, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, you guys, it looks really exciting to me. Or play some poker, I don't know. It looks really fun. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by, and check out those other signs like that I mentioned, like I think definitely need to check out Cancer. That's a must. And a few other, what did we get? Wait, maybe Taurus and Libra. I think that's it. I think 8, the Chariot, yeah. Chariot's the big one. And that's about it. Okay, so I'll see you at the other readings. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.